Welcome to Dancing in the Kitchen, a cooking show with a twist. On this show, we invite you to nourish yourself inside in and out through healthy food, fun, community, music, and dance, so that we can all experience more joy and resilience in our lives. Today, I'm delighted to have on a wonderful woman who I met virtually, 3 years ago? Through a wonderful organization called the Polka Dot Powerhouse. An incredible group of women all over the nation, all over the world that support one another in their business and their lives. And so many wonderful friendships have developed. And you're one of a polka dot that has entered my life that I'm so happy to have. And I'm delighted to actually meet you in person. And we've been wanting to get together for so long.
Oh my gosh, so long.
Yes. And we first met because I found out that you were a dancer and you were an aerialist. And of course, the performing arts has a fond place in my heart. And then you transitioned to food and supporting people in their health. And before I launch into talking with you about that, let me read your bio. Ilsa Greatorex-Duncan is a certified regenerative health practitioner, iridologist. Did I say that right?
You did.
Fantastic. Holistic hormone specialist based in Santa Cruz, California. Originally from Maine, her first career as an aerial dancer and movement coach was cut short by a personal health crisis. After years of chronic pain, adrenal fatigue, and hormone imbalance, she found healing through regenerative health. A 5-month protocol transformed her life. And after witnessing her parents' recovery using the same principles, Ilsa shifted her entire career to help others do the same. She now guides women through holistic protocols to reverse hormonal imbalances and chronic conditions so they can feel radiant, energized, and at home in their bodies. Ilsa is the founder of Fire Spark Coaching and Wellness and offers both remote and in-person sessions. Ilsa, it's such a delight to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Such a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited.
I know you have so much wisdom to offer people. And first I want to ask you, for the sake of our audience, what's iridology?
So thank you for asking, because it's a very niche thing that isn't very well heard of around here. Originally based in Chinese medicine and how our nerves are connected to our irises. So basically, in iridology, we are looking at the eyes to figure out our current map of health. So we can understand more about our lymphatic system, the health of our organs and glands, and what level of deterioration is going on in there. So this is how I really get to the root cause with my clients and figure out what are the stepping stones necessary to get them back to their best restoration. So the iris is actually connected to 28,000 neurons in our body, which are connected to all of the organs and glands. It's pretty fascinating.
It is fascinating, and it's so interesting because when I was a child in elementary school, I did my science project on iridology.
No way!
Yeah!
What? That is...
Isn't that weird?
So random and awesome.
I know. And I guess I was a weird kid. I don't know how I found it. I must have been I don't know. I was a young child.
Yeah, you must have been exploring.
I was weird.
I love that.
I know.
That's so cool.
And so when I found that out about you, I'm like, wow, I've got to meet this woman. Very interesting. Because it's fascinating, and you don't hear about it much. And so I didn't realize, or I forgot, that it came from Chinese medicine.
Yeah. Dr. Robert Morse was the spearheader of regenerative health, and Dr. Bernard Jensen was the one who actually figured out or did a lot of the deeper science around iridology. And originally he discovered it because he had a bird pet friend, and his bird broke its leg, and he noticed that there was this line that appeared in the eye, and he got really curious because he was a little boy too, and he was like, I wonder why. And then the line disappeared when his bird healed its leg. So it was actually a little bird that started this whole exploration into science, and now this beautiful way of taking a look into the body and really seeing what's going on. Because a lot of people don't understand that our blood work is a piece of the picture, you know, but if something's in the blood, it's been going on for a long time. So ideally, we want to catch something before it gets in the blood and really understand, okay, so how can we avoid any issues that might be down the line?
And there's so many things, and they're all connected, and there's so many ways to get insight from the body.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you'd like to say about how did you get on this career path?
Yes.
Yeah, we shared some in your bio, but I'm sure you have more details to share.
Absolutely. One of my favorite areas to work with are those humans who have tried everything and nothing is working, because that was me. I was told I needed a hip replacement when I was 30 by my doctor. I had deep chronic pain in my body, so I was searching for solutions, and I was like, okay, let's see what modern medicine has to say about it. But because I'm a dancer and a mover and an aerialist, and that was my main job at the time, I was like, I can't even fathom cutting into my body. So this sent me down the rabbit hole of exploration, and not only did it change my physical body, but it transformed my entire life, my mental state of health. For so long, I was plagued with anxiety and mood swings and like painful, heavy periods. There were so many other things going on that I didn't realize was even abnormal, you know, because it was so common. But once I started addressing the physical pain in my body, I actually found a regenerative health practitioner because, again, I went down this rabbit hole. I tried all of the things that people were throwing at me, and, you know, I was like, sure, let's give it a whirl. But it wasn't until regenerative health that all of a sudden I started seeing this progress happen that wasn't backsliding at all. I was actually getting lasting results. And within, 5-month protocol, all of a sudden my whole body changed and my mental health changed, my anxiety dropped away, and I had my first pain-free period, which I didn't know was possible. So that was just a whole whirlwind of awesomeness that led me into introducing this to my parents, and they had incredible health breakthroughs. And that was a turning point for me where I was like, I really want to share this with the world, because not only was I able to heal my body and my family, but I really up-leveled my life. And I stepped into a passion that I didn't expect, and now I have so much joy to like help other women feel good in their bodies. And before, I was just lost in addiction and like the regular role of things, you know, and not really finding joy as much as I could. So it's been a really exciting process.
Thank you for sharing that journey, and then for sharing everything you know with all the wonderful people out there that really need help and support.
Absolutely.
And just don't know where to turn. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
Do you have some tools or some practices that you might be able to share with our audience that you would recommend?
Yes, I have 3 little things today that I'd love to introduce to you all.
Fantastic.
And there are 3 blocks to specifically hormone health, but I think overall health, that are being ignored in general as far as longevity and just getting out of disease. And those are congested lymphatic system, adrenal fatigue that's being masked with caffeine or just willpower, very, very common.
Yes.
And then also trauma that's stuck in the body. And specifically with women, I feel like there's a lot that's held in the womb space. And this can physically affect us on such a deep level, and I feel like we ignore it and we want to shut it out and push it away, you know, or, you know, just look at it when we're alone. But I encourage you to take a moment with your body, maybe even just once a week, you know, just check in with yourself and put your hands on your heart and your womb space. And if you're a man, you know, your belly, whatever's down there as far as your grounding center, and take a deep breath. And just ask yourself what's present. Like, what does my body need right now? What is my body asking for? And releasing any judgment for what comes up as far as anything that comes to mind, honor it. And even if it's a darker thought, honor it for a moment and see if there's a peaceful way that you could do something for yourself. You know, like if you have some rage stuck inside of you and you have a violent thought, you know, maybe you go and smash a pumpkin or, you know, punch a pillow, but like release that energy. So that is number one. I would say, you know, just getting real with yourself, getting present with yourself, because this is going to make a big difference in your physical and your mental health. And
it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away. And it
you can
affects
try to push it down and hide it, but it's always going to be there.
Yes, exactly.
And come up in all kinds of ways.
And it affects the nervous system. And if we are in fight or flight, we can't heal properly.
Right.
Or we might just make little tiny steps that feel like it's going to take a really long time to get where we want to go. And that's not what anybody wants, right? So when we nurture the nervous system, we nurture the adrenals, all of a sudden we can have this beautiful healing journey that actually feels nourishing and grounding and healing.
And being gentle with yourself.
Being gentle with yourself in the process. It's always progress over perfection the whole way with my work and everything. And taking these little steps to just open the window to what you're willing to do. Because I had so much resistance to this process. I used to eat all the things, do all the things. So no judgment to anybody out there. But the more that you can just try, like, okay, let's open that gateway and just see, you know, what's possible here and what's possible here. And by taking these little baby steps, I was able to open myself up to so much change. But we have to move slowly, you know, and really work with our nervous system while we go. So that is tool number one. Tool number two is our lymphatic system. So our lymph doesn't move itself. We have to move it. And our kidneys are the main drain, and they are so ignored. So we need to give our kidneys some love if we want our lymph to be functioning well. But also, other than opening the drain, we also just want to encourage it to move. So there's a very simple practice that we can do, and we can tap on our meridians to activate the lymph system. And right underneath the collarbone, there are some little meridians that help to open the lymph. So on a daily basis, if you just do a little bit of tapping right below the collarbone, this is also great for the nervous system. Just being present with yourself. And you can even bring one hand down to the belly and tap on the belly. And then tap back up on the chest. And again, we are like turning on the body. We're like turning a switch and activate now, you know, activate, activate. I like to tap my belly before I eat too, to activate digestion. And then there's a lot of science between the heart-brain connection and how this can improve digestion and organ health too. So sometimes I'll start tapping here, and then I'll tap here, and then I'll tap up here. And you can play a little game with yourself and see if you can tap in different rhythms. But yes, the tapping, you know, it's so subtle. And yet it can be really beautiful. And if you do this with your eyes closed, sometimes you can even feel a shift, an immediate shift in your energy field too.
Well, I do right now. Just from that little bit.
Look at that.
Whoa,
right?
it just opens things up in a different way.
It's very igniting.
Powerful. Yeah.
So that's step number two. And then tool number three is a little adrenal cocktail for the morning because our adrenal glands sit right on top of the kidneys like little hats. And everything that goes through the kidneys has to pass through the adrenals, so they take a lot of weight. And they're in charge of regulating our stress, our cortisol levels. And what else does cortisol do in the body? But it brings down inflammation. So if we're overinflamed and we're overstressed, then our adrenals are like, help! So it's great to give them a little love. And what do they burn through the most when we're stressed out is minerals and electrolytes. So starting your day with a little bit of like room temperature water and some lemon juice. So I just squeezed a lemon here. We can add a little bit more in here. And basically, one lemon or half a lemon is fine. But we're just gonna do a little water, a little lemon, and, a little extra juiciness there, and then a little bit of salt. And all salts are not equal. I really love the gray salt, specifically for mineral repletion. And just a little tap, just a little bit in there. Lovely. If you have sodium issues, if that's a thing that's going on in your body, then you can skip the salt and just do the lemon juice for now. And all salts aren't the same. I love Baja Gold salt, packed full of minerals. Himalayan salt is good, but actually not my favorite. Gray salt or gold salt are my favorites.
Oh, right.
And then you just drink it up. It's very lemony. If you need to add some fresh honey, you are welcome to. I always suggest a local honey. But that is a beautiful way to spark the adrenals in the morning and really just get your system boosted.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that tip. Yes.
Absolutely.
Very important.
Yes.
All right. Did you have another tip, or should we move on to the cooking?
So those are all of like my 3 things. The lymphatic system, love. We're doing our taps.
Tapping.
We've got the trauma in the body that we just want to acknowledge, breathe into, honor, listen. And then we've got the adrenal boost. There are a lot of herbs too that can be wonderful for adrenal health. Ginsengs, cordyceps, wild yam, also bee pollen as well. And again, getting these from good sources, because we really want to avoid any kind of chemical pesticides, so organic whenever possible. But you can even like find some of these things on Amazon. Dr. Robert Morse, though, is my favorite herbalist as far as he is a master herbalist. He was, again, the founder of regenerative health. He's been doing this since the 1970s, and he reversed stage 4 cancer with grapes and herbs in 4 months. So it's incredible what can happen when we support the body in the right way. I would say if you're going to do anything for yourself, focus on your adrenals and your kidney health. Because those things, I mean, that is the main drain. 80% of our lymph has to come out the kidneys. And just because we're urinating well does not mean that your kidneys are draining your lymph. And there is a way to check that at home for free. So if anybody's curious about that, I have a document that I can
fantastic.
give you all. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. We're going to get that information from you at the end. Thank you for those tips. And those were 3 very easy, simple things that everyone can incorporate into their life and well-being system right now.
Yeah, approachable, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Baby steps.
Yes, and a lot of it doesn't need to be complicated. They're little things that really make a big difference.
Precisely.
So now comes the cooking part. We're going to do a little dancing and dishing. Yeah. What are we making today?
So today I have a plant-based bowl that I'm in love with because it's so versatile and you can really make it into whatever you want. When we're on a healing journey, I do always suggest plant-based because it will speed up your healing process. And I know that this can be a little controversial these days. If you want to know the science behind that, talk to me and we can talk about it. But we are going to stick to plant-based today. And basically, it is a wild rice bowl that's got some sauteed veggies with garlic in it. If you don't like garlic, put in a different, spice or something in there. We are going to add some black beans and some pumfu on top. Pumfu is a pumpkin seed tofu, basically. So I'm trying to lean away from the soy because, soy isn't bad for you if it's organic, but we can definitely overdo it with the soy. So the pumpkin seed tofu, it's just made with pumpkin seeds and water. It tastes really good. It's nutty and buttery. It's got great texture to it, just like tofu does. So, and you can fry it up in different ways. Sometimes I like to slice it.
Oh, yes. I did not cut it the pretty way that Ilsa wanted it cut. So
it's quite all right.
I asked her to send a picture of how it's supposed to look.
So you can do it in like a little loaf, like steak style, and slice it so it looks really sexy.
Okay, great.
Yes. So the pumfu is our protein of the day.
Okay.
And it's just so great for the body. Pumpkin seeds are phytoestrogen based. So that means that no matter what, I love phytoestrogens, especially for women moving into perimenopause or menopause time, because this means that pumpkin seed is going to go in there. And if you need more estrogen, it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to replace what's missing. Or if you're in estrogen dominance, it's going to block those receptors and be like, nope, we're good. So it's super smart as far as how it works in the body and can be helpful for hormonal health.
Love it.
I also have a coconut feta that I brought today. I really like the brand Follow Your Heart or Miyoko's. Miyoko's makes a beautiful plant-based butter, which looks like this. I like this one better than any other plant-based butter because it's so simple. It doesn't have a lot of some of them have crazy seed oils and fillers and all this stuff in it.
Product.
I want to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put this together.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Feel free to keep talking about the ingredients as we assemble it.
Okay. So we're going to start off with just a little bit of the wild rice here. Again, you can use whatever rice you want, But wild rice and black rice actually has higher mineral content, which is wonderful, again, for your adrenals and for the whole body.
Wonderful.
And then we've got some fresh steamed sweet potatoes. I steam them just to avoid extra oils here, because we overdo it on the oils frequently. So you can top it with some extra goodness, get those fats in. I sauteed carrots, rainbow chard, garlic, a little bit of shallot in there, and then some garlic powder and onion powder and salt. So we're just gonna tuck this guy in. And again, like you can toss in other vegetables. You can make your stir fry into whatever you desire here. So we're gonna do the pumfu over here. And this is a super hearty bowl. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, vegan, I'm not full or whatever, whole food based, I can't fill up.
Oh,
well,
yes,
this is
you
going to
can.
fill you up for sure. I like
All
to
that
nestle
fiber.
a little greens in here too.
Lovely.
So we have a full spectrum of colors and nutrients. Another thing that I like to teach too is different colored foods have different nutrients in them. So if you eat the rainbow, you're going to get a wide spectrum of goodness here.
Yes.
So we'll put a little bit, you can use whatever legumes you want. I like to add a little hearty legumes. I like black beans with the sweet potatoes. I think they go really well.
I sure do.
Let's do a little black beans there. And then we're gonna do, again, as far as toppings, you can choose your adventure, but I like fresh herbs on mine. Yeah. And fresh herbs are some of the highest vibrational foods on the earth. They can create faster ATP production in the body, which is cellular energy. So great for us. I'm going to use a little bit of, just use my fingers here, forgive me.
Yeah, no problem.
A little bit of cilantro and chopped green onion here. Just add a little bit of extra color there to the top and extra newts.
Love it.
And then some fresh spring pea shoots here, which again, I think are just beautiful to add on top, but they're also packed full of nutrients. Anything sprouted or shooted, like pea shoots or microgreens, are gonna have a ton of nutrients there. And then, last but not least, we're gonna do a little bit of this coconut feta and just kind of like sprinkle it on top. Yes. And the coconut feta really rounds it out to give it that like umami,
that creamy, satisfying
flavor, especially with the sweet potatoes and the veggies.
Oh, yes.
And then we're going to do hemp seeds, also packed full of omega-3s. So everybody's worried about like eating more fish oils. You can also just eat hemp seeds. So I'm just sprinkle a little bit of that on top there. And then I like a little crunch, so I do a little cashews.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of lemon zest here for just a little bit of extra flavor.
Yes.
And then we are going to top it with an avocado.
All right.
And we'll try to make this nice and pretty. Let's see how I did here. In another life, I was a sushi chef for a very short period of time. And I got really good with my avos. And then I haven't done it for like 4 years now, and I feel like I lost my skills, but there we go.
Beautiful.
A little bit of an avo
A little fan.
Yes, and then we are going to do the final touch here, which is the dressing. So I used, I really love this Destiny. It's like Destiny except spelled with an A, Destiny brand of, they make nut butters. It's all organic. They're super clean. They have a sesame tahini that has a different flavor profile than many of the tahinis that I found, and I really love it.
Okay.
So I mixed a little bit of that in here with a little bit of extra water to loosen it up. I did smoked paprika, which again, you can choose your adventure on what spices you want to put in here. Smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of salt and pepper, and a touch of thyme.
Delicious.
And we are just going to drizzle a little bit here over this guy to add that extra flavor. I love tahini on my
beautiful
bowls.
Yes,
And
I love tahini. Oh, the final touch. Yes.
So that is the Big Kahuna plant-based coconut feta rice bowl with roasted pumfu, avocado, and sauteed vegetables.
Fantastic. So delicious. Ilsa, how can people work with you? How can they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking.
Yes.
I work remotely, so anybody can work with me anywhere. You can check out my website, firesparkwellness.com. You can also email me at firesparkwellness@gmail.com.
And we will also feature this recipe and all of our recipes on Patreon at Dance and Dish. And this will be, what do you call your dish?
It is a pumfu coconut feta bowl.
It's Ilsa's pumfu coconut feta bowl.
I know it's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful too, and a bellyful in all the right ways, and a heartful. Mm-hmm. And so on Patreon at the recipe, we'll also link to your website there. Fantastic. Any final words, advice? We're just wrapping it up right now. Mm-hmm. Final thoughts that you want the audience to go away with.
Yes, my final word of wisdom to you all is that no matter what's going on in your body, suffering is optional, and there are always solutions that actually work. So if you haven't found it yet, just keep trying, keep searching. I thought that I was going to need a hip replacement, and then I didn't. So anything is possible. Autoimmune, cancer, Parkinson's, MS, all of these things can be reversed naturally. Mm-hmm. So I'm here to just speak and inspire and tell people suffering is optional.
Thank you for that message of hope, Ilsa. Mm-hmm. That's really powerful. And I'm so glad to have you on. It's a great pleasure of mine, yes, to have this show because I get to highlight people who are really doing wonderful work in the world. Healing work in the arts, which is also healing work. And so I'm honored to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was such a delight. I'm so grateful to you.
Yay!
And I'm so happy that we got to finally get together and do this.
Me too. It's super fun.
Taste the joy, it's all so cheesy. Want to learn more about products featured on Dancing in the Kitchen? Visit danceanddish.com to get in touch, or join the Dance and Dish community on Patreon for behind-the-scenes content